My name is Victoria Harper, and today we're going to be continuing our series of diving deep into Walt Disney World. Our first series, we discovered the Walt Disney World resorts. Then last week, we reviewed the Walt Disney World theme parks. Today, we're going to be discovering the Disney dining plan. Before we dive in, can you guys put in the chat box, how familiar are you with Disney? When was the last time that you went? Maybe you went over 10 years ago, or it's been only a few months. I want to get a pulse of the room to see where we all are with Disney World. When was the last time you guys were at Walt Disney World? Amari said, I haven't been, but hoping to go soon with our 2-year-old. Amanda said, never been. Jen said, it's been a few years, but I love Disney. And Janelle said, it's been over 30 years since you went to Walt Disney World. I'm here to give you all the updates. And Christy said, June, July 2023. Okay, good. So we have a good mixture in the room. That's perfect. Today, we're going to be going over any updates and some old things. Hopefully they bring back. So without further ado, allow me to first introduce myself real quick. If you don't know me yet, hello guys, my name is Victoria Harper. I am the proud and passionate owner of Harper Adventures Travel Agency. I've been a travel agent for almost 2 years now, and along the way, I've become a travel trainer where I teach others how to book travel and make an income by doing so. But before becoming a travel agent, I had the wonderful opportunity of working, living, and creating magic for the Walt Disney World Company. And this experience truly shaped me into the travel agent that I am today. I was someone who was never able to go to the parks as a kid. My family never vacationed there, to literally being in the parks almost every single day and taking full advantage of that opportunity, to where I could tell you the parks like the back of my hands. And still, even to this day, I'm a big Disney World enthusiast. When I'm not on trainings or making bookings for my clients, digesting Disney World information is what I do for fun. I'm going Monday, so I'm already kind of in vacation mode and very excited. So I warn you guys now about that. But all around, I'm a big Disney World enthusiast, and I hope today I'm able to give you guys a lot of Disney World updates, little nuggets, to help you create vacations for your clients. So today we're going to be diving into discovering the Disney dining plan. There are 2 dining plans right now, the quick service dining plan and table service dining plan. With the quick service dining plan, this is going to be the more affordable option. This is where everyone in the party ages 3 and up are going to receive each night of their vacation. So each night of their vacation, each person is going to get 2 quick service meals, 1 snack or non-alcoholic beverage, and then they're also going to get a resort refillable mug that they can bring with them to the other resorts and just fill up. With the quick service, there's no specialty dining experiences included. So each day, people are going to get 2 quick service meals, 1 snack, and a resort drink. Now, with their meals, that means 1 entree and 1 beverage. Then with the table service dining plan, this is going to give the clients a little bit more flexibility and more dining experiences. With the table service dining plan, each guest ages 3 and up are going to receive 1 quick service meal a day, 1 table service meal a day, 1 snack or non-alcoholic drink a day, and then they're also going to have that resort refillable mug, and they're going to have the ability to combine or use their dining credits for special dining experiences, firework packages, or character dining. So 1 quick service meal is going to be 1 entree and 1 beverage. And then for the table service meals, that's going to be 1 entree, 1 beverage, and a dessert, or doing a family style buffet. First, important to know about these dining plans is that they're only available to guests staying on Disney World property. And when guests are booking their stay and they booked on the property, they have the dining plan, they can begin to make their reservations 60 days in advance. Now, onto some of the Magic Kingdom quick service options. Here, I want to start to list out all of the quick service options, and then we're going to list out table service options. And you guys can visually see what guests would get with this type of experience versus another one. Along the way, we're going to have some checkpoints of little quiz questions, so I appreciate some participation. Okay, with Magic Kingdom, we're going to review some of the quick service options. Whenever you see quick service, just know that typically this is where meals or snacks are going to be about under $15 per person. So there's going to be quick service options at the resorts. Right now, we're just reviewing the Magic Kingdom resorts. All of the Magic Kingdom resorts like the Polynesian, Grand Floridian, Contemporary, Wilderness Lodge. They all have pool and snack bars, but they're also going to have some quick service restaurants like Captain Cook's. This is a great one at Polynesian. Gasparilla Island Grill. This is going to be a quick, easy quick service restaurant at the Grand Floridian, and Trails End Restaurant at Fort Wilderness. You're going to find typical burgers and chicken tenders here. And then the quick service in the park options, there's going to be Sleepy Hollow. This is a quick service option, but I want to say, even though these are quick service options, these meals are very large and most of them can be shared. For example, this Sleepy Hollow, this is in Magic Kingdom, and in the morning you can get delicious full-sized waffles with Nutella, peanut butter, tons of fruit, just like this. It's a huge waffle. And if you're going with a family, instead of maybe getting everyone a waffle and the two children throw it away, this is perfect for everyone to share and split costs. Then in the Magic Kingdom Park, we have Casey's Corner. This is going to be a popular one for that fake cheese. It's like a hot dog stand, how I would describe it. It's right in the front of the park. Columbia Harbor House, Cosmic Rays, Friar's Nook, the launching pad. What I want everyone to do right now, real quick, if we can, if you are available to, if you can go onto your app store and download the My Disney Experience app. That way, as we're going through this training, you guys can follow along with me. I have the My Disney Experience app downloaded. And I know we reviewed this at the end of all of our classes, but on the My Disney Experience app, let's say that right now we're reviewing the Magic Kingdom quick service options. I'm going to ask you guys to pull up the app and go over to Magic Kingdom. It would look like this. I'm going to give you guys a few moments. I know it takes a second to download. But when you have it downloaded, put in the chat box that you have it downloaded. That way I know. When you have it downloaded, pull it up and go over to the second tab right here. This is how you're going to be able to track everything, whether that's rides, character dining, regular dining characters. At the top, go down to dining. And we're going to review Magic Kingdom together. And then when we get to Epcot, Hollywood Studios, we can be reviewing everything together. Perfect. Amari has hers downloaded. Good. So I'm going to continue on, but while that's downloading, these are the quick service options with Magic Kingdom Park and Magic Kingdom Resorts. With the Disney Experience app, you're going to see tons more options. And then actually, I'll go over that link later. But we also have another way to find out all the quick service options for our guest through the Disney consumer site. We're going to go over that later. I'm going to continue through real quick. On to the Magic Kingdom table service restaurants. So there's going to be table service options at the resorts and parks. Whenever you see table service, this is where know that the dining experience can either be signature dining experience or just a little bit more elevated. It may be a unique experience or maybe a character dining. So there's a lot of ranges here with table service. If it's just a little bit more elevated, then you can expect to see the rates ranging from $15 per person to $35 per person. Or if it's going to be like a unique experience and a character dining and like Ohana's Best Friend Breakfast or the Cinderella's Table, those are definitely going to be at the $35 to over $60 per person. So we have, for the resorts Magic Kingdom table service, we have 1900 Park Fair, Grand Floridian. We have California Grill, Chef Mickey's, Chef's Table at Victoria and Albert's, Citrico's at Grand Floridian Cafe, Ohana, Polynesian. You can see here, so these are great examples. There's obviously a few more. But the ones that I have highlighted, these are going to be the table service restaurants that are known to also be character dining or elegant, and that's why it would be costing a little bit more. Then with the Magic Kingdom theme park, we have a few table service options here as well. We have a Be Our Guest restaurant. This is going to be a popular one. The Diamond Horseshoe, Skipper Canteen, Liberty Tree Tavern, Tony's Town Square, the Plaza Restaurant. These are all going to be great options for sit-down options in Magic Kingdom or just a quick little eatery that's going to fill you up. But the Cinderella's Royal Table, the Crystal Palace, and Be Our Guest, this is going to be the elegant and sit-down character dining in Magic Kingdom. And then there's also the spectacular dessert parties. This is a photo of one of the dessert parties at Narcoossee's, or it's just a reservation that was made at Narcoossee's for the same time as the fireworks. Narcoossee's is in Grand Floridian. It's a beautiful great for dates or like it's not a children's or Disney atmosphere, if I can say. It's a luxurious, elegant dining, perfect to do for date night. And you can sit right by the window where you're going to see the fireworks. So here's a picture of Narcoossee's doing that. And now we're going to get into the fun thing, which is Magic Kingdom character dining. With Magic Kingdom, there's a few character dining at the resorts and the parks. So at Polynesian, you're going to find Ohana's Best Friend Breakfast. This is probably hands down my favorite all-time character breakfast. This is where you're going, or character meal. You're going to go to Polynesian for breakfast, and you are going to essentially have a family-style buffet of waffles. They're going to be Mickey waffles, Stitch waffles, egg, sausage, and then they have this really good pog juice that's homemade for them. And along the way, you're going to meet Mickey in his Hawaiian outfit and Stitch. They're going to come around, take some photos, and it's so fun. These reservations do book up really fast. So for guests who want to experience the Be Our Guest breakfast, make sure that you are ready at that 60-day before booking window mark. That way you can snag it up for them. If in the event that your clients want to do the Ohana's breakfast and it's fully booked, that's okay. Two tips with that. One, I'm gonna put a link in here called opentable.com. It may be like www.com, but if you go on to opentable.com, sorry, I sent that just to you, Amari. So let me open this up. If you go to opentable.com, you are able to submit a reservation for something that's already booked or fully booked. And that way, as soon as someone drops a reservation or as soon as, one becomes available, OpenTable is going to send you a notification saying, hey, Jen, space 220 is open. You got to snag that reservation. I've done this a few times with my clients and it has helped get some last minute reservations, but you have to be quick. Like when you get that email notification, 30 other people already did too. So it's just very good to know. But on to other character meals. We also have Chef Mickey's. This is going to be at the Contemporary Resort. Another great one. This is where it's for breakfast and dinner, and it's basically a buffet style or where you go in and you go get your own fixings. And along the way, there's going to be some dance parties where all of a sudden Mickey, Pluto, Daisy, and all of his friends pop out and they start dancing. They're going to have you wave your napkin around, and it's so fun. Then we have 1900 Park Fair. This is for breakfast and dinner. This is where you're going to meet some classic princesses. And it really depends on what time you're going. So if you're going for like the dinner, then you're going to be able to meet Cinderella, Prince Eric, or Prince Charming, and the Ugly Stepsisters. For breakfast, I know it's Disney princesses, but there's a mixture. These characters are always subject to change. Just know at the 19th Park Fair, you're expected to see princesses. And then for Storybook Dining, this is going to be Storybook Dining at Wilderness Lodge. And this is where you are going to meet Snow White and the Queen. This is going to be where you're going to eat. And then there is a photo section with the Queen and Snow White afterwards. They put on a little show while you're eating. So like Ohana's Best Friend Breakfast and Chef Mickey's, they walk around, they take a photo with you. Storybook Dining, you're going to eat, you're going to see a show, and you're going to go and take your photo after your dining. Now, inside the park, the character dining is going to be Cinderella's Royal Table. This is going to be dining inside of the Cinderella's castle. Again, these reservations book up really fast. But at this Cinderella's table, you're going to meet princesses like Jasmine, Aurora, Cinderella, Ariel. Again, it really depends on the time you go. If you go in breakfast, lunch, or dinner, they're going to rotate, but this is the heavy princess dining. The Crystal Palace, this is where you're going to meet Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, and all his friends, mostly for breakfast. I think they also have it for dinner as well, but I do see it's popular during breakfast. And then the Be Our Guest restaurant, this is not a traditional character dining, but I thought it was important to include. So with the Be Our Guest restaurant in the Magic Kingdom theme park, they used to have it to be where lunch was quick service and dinner was table service. That way you can still go into the castle and eat there for a quick service meal. But now everything is table service. And it's non-traditional because the Beast, he will walk around and you can take your picture of him, but he doesn't really stop at the table to get a character dining experience. So just very good to know about Be Our Guest. But they have this really cool item on the menu called the gray stuff. And you know how in sorry, I'm totally spacing out right now. But in like Belle's movie, she says, try the gray stuff. They have this here at Be Our Guest. Okay. Moving on to how do you know if it's worth it? So I'm going to have two examples here to kind of start to see how do we know if it's worth it. All right, I'm going to ask for some participation. So for inquiry 1, we have a family of 4. The family usually eats large meals at home, and they don't want to worry about budgeting for food, so they're there for the experience. They want to do a few character dining meals. They don't want to have to worry about budgeting ahead of time. Which dining plan would you guys review with them? For a family of 4 that has usually large meals, and they want to do a few character dining. There you go. I'm going to see a few more people answer. What character dining would you offer? I have the responses set to me, guys, by the way, just in case there's no side conversations, get me a little confused. I see 2 answers so far. Does anyone else want to take a guess before we spoil the answer? All right, ding, ding, ding. Jen and Janelle got it. What dining plan would you review with them? We are going to review the table service dining plan with them, right? Because they want to do some character dining meals. They're more focused on the experience, not focused too much on budgeting for food. The table service dining plan would be the most effective to review for them. One more inquiry. Let's say that you have a family of 4, and the family usually eats takeout at home. That's their typical dietary, and they're happy to share to split costs. They also plan to prioritize rides and not do much sit-down meals, but they still want an affordable Disney dining plan. Which ones are you guys going to do for this one? This one's easy. I see people coming in now. Quick service, quick service, quick service. Yes, 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 yes. That is the dining plan I would review with them as well, the quick service dining plan. Do we all see that or have a better understanding a little bit so far? We're still going to continue and we're going to have a few more examples. But if you guys can put a yes in the chat box if this makes sense as to why you would provide this client with table service and this client with quick service. Give me a 1 or a yes in the chat box. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Now we are going to go on to Hollywood Studios. So again, with the quick service options, they are going to be typically under $15 per person. For Hollywood Studios, there's going to be a few options at the resorts. There's going to be an Art of Animation pool bar. The Pop Century has a pool bar. Swan Hotel, they have a coffee cafe pool bar as well. Right, this is where you're going to find a lot of those quick walk-up kiosk eateries. But at these quick service locations, they do also have some restaurants where you can at least find a table to seat somewhere. That's going to be Landscape of Flavors at Art of Animation, and then everything pop and shopping and dining. The Hollywood Studios quick service options in the parks are also going to be kind of Once we get to the table service, you'll see. So the Hollywood Studios quick service options, we have ABC Commissary. This is a hit or miss. It's basic food, essentially, you know, a quick place to get a burger or soda or something like that. Nothing extra. There's Backlot Express, Catalina's Eddie's, Docking Bay 7. This is going to be a great one for the Star Wars fans. Dockside Diner, Fairfax Fair, Pizzeritos. The only one that really stands out is Woody's Lunchbox, okay? Remember, pull up the My Disney Experience app if you guys are following along. I'm going to go down to the Hollywood Studios theme park area. And we can see that there's tons more listed here than there's listed on the side here. Because some of these eateries are going to be very small. Like, for example, this is Epic Eats. This is where you're only going to get funnel cake, maybe a soda, maybe an ice cream bar. So these are the actual quick service locations where you can use a quick service credit. The only one that really stands out that I was saying is Woody's Lunchbox. This is going to be in the Toy Story Land area. And I love this quick service location because in Toy Story Land, you are shrunken down to the size of a toy. So everything else is very large. And at this lunchbox, one, they already have a really good snack that's like a Disney-fied version of a Pop-Tart. It's very, very good. But they also have a delicious, like 3-cheese grilled cheese with tomato soup. And I know it's just grilled cheese and you can literally make that at home, but no one does it like Disney. And while you're sitting here, you're going to be watching Slinky Dog Dash. Highly recommend Woody's Lunchbox as a quick service. The table service options at Hollywood Studios, this is where it's going to be a little bit more unique and better experiences. So remember, with table service, it can range from about $15 to $35 per person, or depending on the experience, it could be $35 to above $60 per person. So the table service restaurants at the Hollywood Studios resorts is going to be Amare. This is at the Swan Hotel. Flying Fish. This is going to be at the Boardwalk Inn. This is going to be a popular, known dining experience. Great for date nights. Very similar, I would say, to Narcoossee's, just not as elegant as Narcoossee's. Then we have Garden Grove, Il Molino, Kimonos, Splash and Pool Bar and Grill. This is going to be a table service pool bar at Swan and Hotel. This is Trattoria Al Forno at Boardwalk Inn. I have this highlighted to tell us that it's a character experience, but it's not. This is it used to be, and hopefully they will bring it back. But before COVID, this is where you were able to meet Rapunzel, Flynn, Prince Eric, and Ariel for breakfast, and they would come in, and I did this personal dining experience. I loved it, and I hope they bring it back. For the parks, the table service in the parks, you're only going to find one character dining, and that's going to be Hollywood and Vine. But the other table service dining is still amazing. For example, the 50s Primetime Cafe. This is the 50s Primetime restaurant. And the theming here is essentially your Southern aunts and uncles are your waitress and your waiters, and they're going to pick on you while you're eating. So if you have your elbows on the table, they're going to say, no elbows on the table. Or, if dad goes to the bathroom and he comes back, they're like, did you wash your hands? So it's a fun dining experience, and you can ask to not participate if you just want to be there to watch everyone else get picked on. They might have you go stand in the corner, like no limits here. It's fun. Janelle asked, do your clients have to have the same meal plan through the entire stay, or can they mix up the two depending on the park day? They will have to have the one. It will only have them choose one. Don't worry, we're going to do an example next. And then other table service at Hollywood Studios is going to be Phantasmic Dining Package. This is the fireworks show that is not even really a full fireworks show. They have drones and it's a water show. So this is the evening show at Hollywood Studios. They're going to have a dining package where you can eat at Hollywood and Vine before that, or Hollywood Brown Derby. You're going to be able to choose. And the Hollywood and Vine, this is the only character dining experience. So I'm going to skip that for right now. We'll go that to next. Other ones are going to be Hollywood Brown Derby, Mama Melrose's Restaurante. This is going to be a nice Italian restaurant. They have fairy lights hanging up. The Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater. This is going to be a great one. This is where essentially the restaurant is set up as a drive-in, and the tables are set up as cars. They have little Disney short films playing while you eat, and when you get your check, it's a parking ticket. This is going to be a great dining experience, but it's for the experience, okay? Here you're going to find a lot of milkshakes, burgers, typical drive-in food, right? But you're going to get that experience of being in a Disney drive-in. Then they also have Roundup Rodeo. This is new in Toy Story Land, and it's a barbecue-themed sit-down area for Toy Story Land. The character dining at Hollywood Studios, okay? There's only one available, but they have good options here. So the Hollywood Studios character dining is going to be at Hollywood and Vine. This is in the parks. For breakfast, they're going to have Disney Junior Play and Dine. This is where you're going to meet characters like Stuck McMuffins, I think even Sophia the First. And then for lunch and dinner, you're going to be able to do mini seasonal dining. So it will depend on the season. Right now we have Halloween coming up, so you can start to see her soon in her Halloween festive costume. And some of her friends are going to be here too, like Daisy, maybe Pluto, Mickey. But that's the type of theming that you're going to get at Hollywood Studios Brown Derby, or Hollywood and Vine. Sorry. Okay, now here's a little checkpoint again. Now we're going to review the family cost with a dining plan and without a dining plan. So this is kind of help answer Janelle's question. So let's say that a family is going into the Hollywood Studios theme park with no dining plan. let's say that's a family of 4. They do Woody's Lunchbox for a quick service. And then they do the 50s Primetime Diner as a table service. And then they get a snack for everyone. Right, remember Woody's Lunchbox, this is a quick service. So it's going to be about $15 per person. Let's do that times 4. That's going to be $60 already. And then the 50s Primetime Restaurant, this is going to be $35 per person. So times that times 4, that's going to be $140. Plus the 60 from the Woody's Lunchbox. Right now we're at set $200. And then a snack for everyone, which will range about maybe $10 per person. So let's add another 40. For a family going into the Hollywood Studios theme park, and if they do, 2 meals and a snack, that's already going to be $240 for the day. That's not including their tomorrow's day at Epcot and so on, right? Now, let's take a look if they were to have had the table service dining plan. If they had the table service dining plan and it was a family of 4 and they did the Woody's Lunchbox, that's not going to cost them, it's going to cost them 1 quick service credit. And then the 50s Primetime is going to cost them 1 table service credit, right? Because they pre-purchased the dining plan, so it's going to be credits. And then they're going to get a snack for everyone. The total cost of the dining plan at the time of booking was $1,700. It was $1,735, right? And maybe at first the family was like, I don't know if that's worth it. That's going to be a lot. Okay, here's how I did the math for this. We have the cost of the dining plan, $1,735. Divide that by the 4 people going. That's going to be $433. That means if the family did the dining plan, they're essentially going to be paying $433 for everyone's food for the week. That means Tommy gets to eat steaks every night. That means Janelle gets to eat steaks every night, right? So when you do this, the per person, and then they're staying for 7 nights, right? So if each person costs $433 for the whole week, let's divide that by the day. 7 days, that's going to average to about $61 per person per night. That means you'd be paying $61 per person per night instead of the $240 for everything. Give me a 1 in the chat box. Does this make sense? Let me see. There's a question here. How do you go in and reserve dining spots for your clients? Do you need to be logged into their account? Nope, Jessica, you are able to, we'll talk about this a little bit more next week too. Each client is going to be different. Some clients are going to want to have that hands-on and they're going to tell you, hey, we need to do the Cinderella dining. I need this and this. You as the travel agent, make sure you set an alarm for when their dining opens. And what I would do, I would call. I call right into Disney. I haven't had to log into my client's account. I would just call Disney and secure that reservation for them. But there's also going to be some clients who honestly, they go to Disney World often. They love the planning. They know what they're doing and they don't want to be a travel agent, but they want you there as a safety net. So it really depends on the client that you're working with. If you're working with a client who, wants everything taken care of, you will do that by calling them, or you can just simply remind them. Okay, guys, few 1s. Janelle, you're doing good. I want to make sure that everyone else is all set before we move on. Can you guys give me a 1 in the chat box if this makes sense so far? Awesome. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. All right, now we're going to go on to the quick service dining. Thank you, guys. For the quick service options, okay, remember, quick service is under $15 per person. And Epcot, there's going to be a lot of dining. Epcot is known for their dining, so I listed some important ones. Remember, this is always going to change too with the festivals. So at Epcot, the resorts, you're going to find a pool and snack bar and cafe at the Old Key West, the Riviera, the Beach Club, the Boardwalk. The Boardwalk is also going to have a deli. And then at Hurricane Hannah's Pool Bar and Grill, this is going to be a quick service restaurant at one of the resorts. Primo Piatto, this is going to be a great quick service restaurant at Riviera Resort. The Spyglass Grill, Caribbean Beach. Sorry, I forgot to say, the Hurricane Hannah's, this is at Caribbean Beach as well. Now, the quick service options in the parks is going to be, remember, Epcot we reviewed last week. Epcot's broken off into 2 sections. We have the World Showcase with all of the countries, and then we have Future World. In Future World, you're going to find Connections Cafe, Connections Eatery, Sunshine Seasons, and a little bit more. And then in the World Showcase, this is where you're going to find little eateries based on the country. So I'm pulling up the My Disney Experience app again real quick. And I'm going to zoom into Epcot. All right, and remember, I have at the top, I have it flipped to dining. This is how much dining there really is in Epcot. So this is Mexico, and then we're going to go down to Norway. There are tons dining. These are either little eateries for ice cream or funnel cake or getting whole meals. And the reason why I also wanted you guys to download the My Disney Experience app is because I know we're going over all these options today, but if you want to click on it and learn a little bit more, let's say we find something in Norway, right? The Norway Pavilion. They have this Krigla Bakery og Cafe. You guys can actually view the menu and pre-plan ahead of time what you may get or what your clients are interested in. If they say that, oh, we have a very picky eater, then, and if they want you to take care of all the reservations, then you would be searching these menus, finding what's perfect for them, right? So these are the quick service resort and park options. What's really important is the table service, right? The table service options here, remember, it's going to be about $15 per person to $35 per person, or $35 to $60 per person, depending on the experience you do. So at the Epcot resorts, they have beaches and cream. This is a really fun experience, actually. I included a photo here. At the beaches and cream, you can get lunch, dinner, breakfast, but they have this really cool experience where you can order a kitchen sink. And essentially, I forget exactly how much it is, but I think it's like 3 gallons of ice cream or a certain amount of ice cream, a whole can of cream. You get a lot of toppings. It's a whole thing. This is the kitchen sink. It was huge. There was 4 of us when I went to go and eat it, and we barely ate it. We barely touched it. So it's a really fun challenge. And I think, please correct me if I'm wrong, but this may have been before COVID. I think if you completed this challenge, then you got to come home with one of the really iconic souvenir glass mugs that said Beaches and Cream. They also have really, really cool milkshakes here. So you're going to find milkshakes to the brim with a cupcake on top. This is a great eatery for quick service or table service. Then we have Beach Club. At the Beach Club Resort, we have the pool and snack bar. Then at the Beach Club, they also have a character dining experience called Cape May Cafe. We're going to go into that next. At Old Key West, they have a pool, snack bar, and cafe. Caribbean's Beach Resort, they're also going to have a Sebastian's Bistro. And the Yachtman Steakhouse, this is going to be at Beach and Yacht Club Resort. And Topolino's Terrace, Flavors of Riviera. This is at Riviera. This is the second character dining. We're going to go into that. In the parks at Epcot, there's a few options. So we have Akershus Royal Banquet Hall. This is going to be a character dining where you're going to meet tons of Disney princesses. Then we have Beer Garden Restaurant, Chefs de France, Coral Reef Restaurant. This is also another cool one. This is no character involved, but it's a unique experience because you're going to be in basically the Finding Nemo area of Epcot. And while you're eating at your table, it's a whole big thing of, it's an aquarium, essentially. So you're going to be eating underwater and you're going to be able to see fishes and stingrays and everything while you eat. Then we have Garden Grill, Le Cellier, Steakhouse, San Angel Inn Restaurante. These are going to be great examples to go and take a look on the My Disney Experience app, because these are the table services. And for example, I just pulled up the San Angel Inn Restaurante. This is what it actually looks like. This is going to be in the Mexico Pavilion. So even though I'm naming off all these names to you guys, I'm telling you a little bit. It would be good to get familiar with it as well. Here, this is going to be great for date nights or family nights. Rose and Crown Dining. This is very elegant dining. Space 220. This is a new restaurant as well. Very hard to get into. Make sure you are open at that 60-day mark. Spice Table, Tapenetto, Tutto Italia Ristorante. All right, let's get into the character dining. Okay. So with the character dining here, prices are going to start at $60 per person. There's a few different options. For Epcot Resorts, we have Cape May Cafe, which is going to be only breakfast. And this is where essentially guests are going to have breakfast with Minnie and her friends. And then we have Topolino's Terrace. This is breakfast only as well. And this is where guests are going to have a breakfast with Mickey and his friends, like Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Pluto, And they're all in their artist outfits. And then inside the park for character dining, we have Akershus Royal Banquet Hall. This is a wonderful princess dining experience. You are going to meet Belle, Mulan, Cinderella, Ariel, I want to believe as well. You're going to meet a variety of princesses. It's not just going to be one or two or three. It's going to be about 5 or 6 different princesses here. And then Garden Grove. This is going to be a popular one for meeting Chip and Dale. And here's a picture here. I love all of these. These are great character dining. All of the character dining is great. But, okay. Sorry, I know I can get too excited a little bit. Let's do another brain dump real quick. So, let's do a family cost with versus without the dining plan. Let's say that a family goes into Epcot for the day and they don't have any dining plan. For a family of 4, they want to do the princess character breakfast, right? It's okay, they don't want to have a dining plan, but they want to do at least one character breakfast. Okay, so we're going to do $60 per person times 4. They're already starting at $240. Wait, let me make sure that's correct. Okay, yeah. And then they're going to do an Epcot quick service restaurant or dinner, right? They're going to stop around at one of the pavilions. They're just going to get something light because they did character dining for breakfast. So let's do $50 per person, $60. That's going to bring us to $300 already just for one day in the park. And then, you know, they're going to be in the park until late. It's going to be, they want a snack. So it's going to be an extra $40, $10 per person for a snack. For a family going into the into the Epcot theme park with no dining plan, and they were to do this type of dining, it would be about $340 just for the day. Whereas let's compare it to a family who did get the dining plan, and they got the table service dining plan, right? So when they come into the Epcot park, their reservations are already made, and they don't have to worry about pulling anything out of their wallet, really, except for a tip if they wanted to include that. For some character dining meals, it should already include gratuity. Just always check on your bill. But right, instead of having to worry about all this, when they show up to Akershus character dining, instead of paying, let's see, what was it, $60 times 4, $240, they're just going to be paying with a table service credit. And then when they go to Epcot, they're going to be getting their meal with the quick service credit and their snack as well. Now, remember, this dining plan is not going to change because we included it to their package. So the cost of the dining plan was $1,735 or $453 per person for the whole week. And remember, we just reviewed Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios without the dining plan would have costed about $200 something, right? And then for Epcot, it's about $340. So as a travel agent, you could really add it all up and see if it would be worth it. But I'm hoping here we can kind of start to see what vacations it is worth it for. I'm going to do another pulse. Can you guys give me a 2 in the chat box to see if we're following along, making all sense? Perfect. Good. Good. And Jen asked, good question. Aren't the character dinings two table service credits? Yes, there are. Most of them are going to be 2 table service credits, and you can combine them. That way you get the most out of your credits. But there are some character dining where it's only 1 credit. I'm trying to think of an example for you. I know Ohana is not. We might come across it. But on the My Disney Experience app, good question. It will tell you how much it is. That way, when you are planning for your vacation or for your client's vacation, you can visually see, okay, we're going for 7 nights. We have 7 table service credits. That means on day 1, we're going to do a character dining and use 2 table service credits. And on day 2, we'll just do 2 quick service. Right? Perfect, perfect. Okay, thank you, guys. Now, let's see what's next. Lastly, we have Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom is my favorite park. So Animal Kingdom quick service options. It's going to be under $15 per person. Here at the resort, you are going to find Coronado Springs Lounge and Cafe, El Marisado de Coronado. This is going to be a little light eatery at Coronado Springs. And then at all the All-Star resorts, like All-Star Movies, All-Star Music, All-Star Sports, they have their own food courts and pool bars. And same with Animal Kingdom Lodge, they're going to have their own pool bars, their own cafes, their own lounges as well. In Animal Kingdom Lodge, you're going to find a quick service place called the Mara. This here, you're going to find some flatbreads, chicken tenders. It's going to be a nice option, but nothing crazy. And then Sanaa, for the quick service option, they're going to have, this is going to be a cultural dining. So you're going to have a lot of flavors of Africa from Sanaa here. And then at the theme parks, you're going to have Flame Tree Barbecue. If you guys are not following me on social media, please make sure you are. I always talk about Flame Tree Barbecue. Here you're going to find a lot of meat with mac and cheese and coleslaw. It's like a barbecue option, and it's great service and great rates. Pizza Fari, this could be a hit or miss, but if you're a kid who, you're in the Disney parks and they're picky, they need pizza, Pizza Fari would be the best place to go. Harambe Markets, Creature Comforts. Creature Comforts is going to be like a little bit of an elevated Starbucks for Disney World. You're going to find a lot more bakery, snacks, treats here like that. Satuli Canteen. This is great quick service for a family who is doing quick service. Satuli Canteen, they're going to give you portions large enough that will either fill you, or if you have small children, they are definitely shareable. And then Yak and Yeti, they have a quick service and table service restaurant. Yak and Yeti, the quick service is going to be smaller portions. Great food if you are not a picky eater. And then we have Restaurantosaurus. Keep in mind that as Dinoland is being refurbished, this may be taken away. And then the Smiling Crocodile. For table service at Animal Kingdom, we are going to have at the resorts, Toledo's. This is going to be at Coronado Springs. Boma and Jico, this is going to be the two main table services at Animal Kingdom Lodge. 10 out of 10, recommend both. Coronado Springs is going to have Coronado Grill and Restaurant, 2 options for that. And then at Animal Kingdom for Sanaa, yes, they have a quick service option and they have a table service option. For the table service option, this is going to be for breakfast, where I want to triple confirm that, where they have this traditional bread serving. They're going to serve you bread, and you're going to have a few different sauces or spices to dip it into, and that's the type of experience that you're going to get there for the breakfast. And then at Coronado Springs, they actually have this really cool experience called Sangria University, and where you can go and take a sangria making class with your friend to learn how to make sangrias. You can also eat there, and this is going to be a table service credit. Sorry, I'm trying to check only My Disney Experience app real quick. I want to confirm about that Sanaa dining. I'll figure it out later. Going into the parks, we have Tiffin's Restaurant, Tusker House, Rainforest Cafe, and Yak and Yeti. So Tiffin's Restaurant, this is going to be an elegant steak meat restaurant. Tusker House, this is going to be the only character dining we're going to go into next. Rainforest Cafe, this you can find all around America. There's one in Atlantic City. It's going to be the same exact thing that you find in other states, just Disney-fied. And then the Yak and Yeti restaurant, this is going to be very luxurious, the large portions and cultural dining for the Yak and Yeti options. The character dining for Animal Kingdom, there's only one option, but it's a great option, and it's Tusker House. This is where Donald Duck is going to shine and show off his adventure skills. You're going to meet a few of his other friends, and here you're going to find some Animal Kingdom themed food. Last section we have is Disney Springs. So Disney Springs, I know it's not a theme park, but they have tons of eatery options here too. So, and if you get the Disney dining plan for families who go to Disney Springs for a day, they're going to be able to use their dining plan here. So for under $15, we have at the Disney Spring area resorts, we have the Artist's Palette, Saratoga Springs, the pool and snack bar, Port Orleans pool and snack bar, the Paddock Grill. This is going to be at Saratoga Springs. And then Scat Cat Club. This is going to be at Port Orleans. So Port Orleans is going to, the closest theme park it's closest to is Disney Springs. That's why I had to wait to include it here. But my all-time favorite Disney snack, if you guys have plans going there or next time you guys are going there, be sure to get this. Try it out, because I never would have done it until I tried it. The Mickey beignets. They are so good. And you can only get them at Port Orleans French Quarter. I'm going Monday. I will post it on Facebook. And then for the Disney Springs, the actual park option, We have a variety of food trucks. We have Chicken Guy. I included that here because this is also going to be a 10 out of 10 experience. It's going to be known for his crispy chicken. He has this mac and cheese called Big Daddy mac and cheese, French fries, and he also have like over 30 sauces to choose from, and they're all only 25 cents. So typically when I go, I get chicken tenders, the Big Daddy mac and cheese, French fries, and 3 different sauces, and really, really good. For quick service rates, by the way, too. So if you like Chick-fil-A, think that, but better. Then we have the Daily Poutine, Deluxe Burger, Everglazed Donuts, the Polite Pig, and Joffrey's. I forgot to say there's always going to be a Joffrey's in every one of the theme parks, whether it's in or outside of the parks. The Polite Pig, this is going to be pulled pork, meat options. Everglazed Donuts, this isn't really going to be a whole dining experience. This is just going to be cupcakes and donuts, but still great for your quick service credit. Going into table service, with the Disney Springs table service, we only have a few options. We have Boat Rights Dining Hall and the Turf Club. And then for Disney Springs, this is going to be where you're going to find a lot of good dining. The Boathouse, very popular one at Disney Springs. House of Blues, very popular one in Disney Springs. I haven't eaten here yet, but I believe that this is going to be like New Orleans theming, and you're going to see some voodoo things here. So it's a good experience. Paddlefish, this is going to be a elegant dining for date night type of experience. Morimoto Asia, this is going to be a popular one. Large portions. I haven't eaten here, but I know full portions, and it's very popular. You have to get reservations 60 days in advance. Planet Hollywood, Rainforest Cafe, Terralina Crafted Italian. Those are going to be good table services. T-Rex, Enzo's Hideaway. Wait, why don't I show you guys and pull up over here? Okay. When I pull up Disney Dining on my phone, we have it here. I know you guys are probably following along too, but then you zoom in. So many options. So many options. You literally can't even take a walk without having something to eat. So before we wrap this up, I want to show you guys this link here. This is going to the My Disney Experience app. This is a great way to get yourself familiar with the options of eateries, what's available for each park. But if you would like something to just visually list it all out and tell you, go on to google.com or the Disney consumer site and type in Disney Dining. Or if you go to the consumer site, go to Things to Do and then go down to All Dining. Here's where you're able to filter out and review some of the dining options. So for example, if we had clients who were going to, let's do Epcot. Let's say we had clients who were going to Epcot. I'm not going to include the resort options, just the Epcot park. And while they're there, they want to do a table service restaurant. Great. Now I can pull this up and I can easily see what options we have. We have, let this load for a second. But it's going to show us all of the options that's available for them. So like Akershus, this is the character dining we reviewed. Then Beer Garden Restaurant, Chef de France, the Coral Reef. Here, remember this is the aquarium I was telling you about. Let's see if it pops up a few photos. That way you can visually see. So they have fish nets. Let me go down this real quick. They should have a picture of their actual restaurant. Here we go, like this. So guests, they can sit at these tables, and while they're literally eating and dining, they're going to have either a scuba show or just enjoy the aquarium right there. There is actually one more slide I want to review with everyone. Okay, this is going to be a final review. Okay, so again, one more time, how do we know if it's worth it? Oh, one thing stayed. Anyway, let's look at idea one, right? So put in the chat box if you think, what service would you refer to them? Inquiry one, we have a family of 4. They're staying 7 nights. The family said that they want to eat at Cinderella's royal table and they want to do Ohana's best friend breakfast. But they don't want to worry about budgeting for any food. What quick service or what dining would you review with them? That wasn't the right answer anyway, so don't go with that. What dining would you review with this? Janelle, you said Joffrey's. Yes, I love Joffrey's. They have big donuts too. Ugh. Jen's ready. Jen said, I'm going on vacation to Disney World in October. She knows. What dining would you do this? For a family of 4 staying 7 nights, would you offer them a table service or quick service? There we go. Yes, Jen. Yes, Danielle. Yes, Amanda. We're going to offer them a table service. Oh, go back. A table service dining. That way, when they go and eat at, what was it? The Cinderella's Royal Table, that's a table credit. Ohana's Breakfast, table credit. And they don't have to worry about it. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Okay. Moving on to inquiry 2. For inquiry 2, the family is a family of 4 staying 7 nights. They want to do Chef Mickey's, and they're going to prioritize the parks and not spend much time on dining. So this may be a little bit of a tricky one, but real example. If you had a family of 4 for staying 7 nights, and they said they want to do Chef Mickey's, but they're really going to be prioritizing the parks, not spending too much time on dining. Chef Mickey's is the only character dining they're going to do. What dining would you offer them or review with them? Jen said no meal plan. I would take that. I would take that. And we're going to get into the next. Amanda said quick service. There you go. Janelle said quick service or none. Good. I was hoping to trick you guys a little bit with this one. So if there is an option at all, I would provide them with the quick service dining plan if they're interested in hearing at all. As us as the travel agent, right, we are going to do our jobs in being the ones to advise them. So if they, we would explain to them, okay, the table service, the character dining, that's really the only thing that they're going to be spending much money on. But are they going to be getting food while they're in the parks as well? If they are, then we should be talking to them about the quick service dining plan. Here is the example where you're going to be like, okay. So for inquiry 3, let's say that we have 2 adults staying only 3 nights. They plan to pack their own snacks into the parks. They're going to be saving the most amount of money that they can. And they're thinking to stretch and share their meals. They're going to use a rental car to leave the park and go to McDonald's. Would what dining plan? Let me see. Would a dining plan still be worth it? I already put the answer here by accident. It didn't go away. So, would it be convenient? Yes. Even if it's just 2 adults, they're staying for 3 nights. They're going to be able to get their quick service dining. But they have already said that they're going to share their meals and they don't really plan to do much dining, especially character dining. So yeah, at that point, I would let them know about the quick service option to let them know it's convenient. But is it really worth it? As a travel agent, we would budget their choices, right? Or, advise them. Like if they're going to be spending 3 days, they're staying 3 nights, they're going to go to Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and Magic Kingdom, right? Really budget it out for them and see what would be worth it. Perfect, guys. Awesome. Okay. So I know we reached the full hour with this training, but I'm going to end the recording here and review some of the Disney app, go over any questions and answers. If you are someone who's catching the recording, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Bye.